Marble. Thanks so much for joining us today on one of our 14 affiliate stations. We're brought to you proudly each and every day by D&D Farm and Ranch. That's ddtexasoutfitters.com. Neighbor, let's take a look at corn, bean, and wheat movement with the help of John Tuggle and Company Corpus. Even with the less than ideal finishing weather for the corn belt it's currently experiencing, corn futures closed down 7 and soybeans down 5. The market seems convinced that we're going to grow enough corn and beans, and projected 2.2 million bushel corn carryout would seem to substantiate that belief. Most weather traders have apparently given up on the market as open interest levels have currently sunk to their lowest levels since June. Local cash trading is mostly quiet as Milo basis remains strong, but the cash sellers are scarce. Little domestic corn is trading locally as most elevators have very little ownership as the farmers are not interested in current cash levels. Corpus Christi's public elevator at 8 a.m. is open for Milo trucks this week, 7 a.m. to 11:45. Timco Houston, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Friday. Saturday yet to be determined. Closed Sunday and Monday for Labor Day. For help marketing your grains, trust John Tuggle and Company Corpus, 361-852-5207. I'm Larry Marble from Down on the Farm. I'm with Amber from Karnes County Livestock Exchange down Kennedy Way. Amber, how did the sale go last week?
Hey, Larry. Last week we had 587 head. The calf market was steady with the cows being a little softer. 2 to 3 weight steers went from 250 to 325. 3 to 4 weight steers, 255 to 310. 4 to 5 weights, 234 to 280. 5 to 6, 224 to 255. 6 to 7, 213 to 239. 7 to 8, 206 to 216. 2 to 3 weight heifers, $1.80 to 255. 3 to 4 weights, 230 to 285. 4 to 5 weights, 219 to 250. 5 to 6 weights, 207 to 235. 6 to 7, 197 to 222. 7 to 8, 172 to 205. 8 packer bulls, the low yielding brought from 62 to 70 cents. Medium yielding 87 to 95, and the high yielding brought from $1.15 to $1.25. We had 47 packer cows, low yielding 58 to 64 cents. Medium yielding 74 to 96, and high yielding $1 to $1.10. Our good bred cows brought from 1,300 to 1,550. We had 8 pairs. The plainer pairs brought 1,250 to 1,400, and the good pairs brought 1,700 to 2,000.
All right. What do we got under the barn for this week?
Right now, we have 500 head under the barn, and we're looking for 750 come sell time. I talked to the buyers earlier in the week. From what I'm understanding, our number one cattle are still selling good. They are taking a little money off the plainer cattle and getting a little bit more selective on those. Tomorrow, we have 45 Charolais cross calves weighing from 4 to 700. We have 50 Brinkus cross calves weighing from 500 to 800. All of them have been worked. We have 35 Dunham black calves weighing from 350 to 650. They also have all been worked.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of y'all.
If you need to talk to Waylon Rouse, his cell phone number is 361-542-080. I'm sorry, edit that. Waylon Rouse cell phone number is 361-542-0810. Chris Carter is 210-286-5345. And the barn phone is 830-583-2574.
Neighbor, let's take a quick look at meats. Neighbor, as we look toward the cattle side or beef side of the meat equation, we'll move down through bar chart and find the wholesale box beef prices were Wednesday afternoon, $315.11 in the choice, up by 75, $289.53 in the select, down by 15. Federally inspected cattle slaughter estimated at 375,000 head for the week through Wednesday. That's 11,000 head above last week, but it trails the same week last year by about 2,000 head. Wednesday's Western Corn Belt fat cattle sales 184 to 186. Looks like we have not had any in the south nor this portion of Texas. Neighbor, there's your meat moves, beef and pork, from Down on the Farm Radio here on Thursday, the 31st day of August. We're on the line with Sean Geiswhite, Gillespie Livestock. Sean, how was the sale?
Ended up good, Larry. We got right a little over 800. Call the bulls and cows steady. It was kind of steady all the way through. Had a few other deals on some of those light bred cows, push packers. So it was good all the way through. I just call it steady. And Same on the bulls. We had a bull or two sell a little bit higher than we did last week, but they sure yielded a lot better, so I called it steady also. On the pairs and the red cows, didn't have a whole lot of good pairs. Most of those older pairs were splitting if they won't, they'll weigh out so much right now. So I thought we got along good there for what we had. On the steers, now I'm just going to call them steady. There were some classes that might have been just a tick higher. Some of those 4 to 5 weight cattle on the steer end and the heifer end were sure higher. And then, you get into some of the 5 to 6 weight cattle, it was about steady. I guess the tops was 280 on the steers and on the heifer end, probably somewhere around 250 on the top end. I thought that was, steady the last week. And then you get into some of those heavier heifers. Some of the bigger heifers sure sold good. I thought it might have been a tick higher, and then on the steer end, it might have been just a tick softer. It looked like the steers had as many friends for some reason. I don't know why that is, but you know how that goes with orders. So I thought we were steady all the way through as a whole, and I thought we got along real well.
Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you for sales next week.
You can reach us at 830-997-4394.
Sean, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Neighbor, I'd like to remind you about George Weichel and the good folks at Wholesale Steel, San Antonio Steel. Heavy-duty lifetime warranty on their cattle panels. The standard duty panel also. Heavy-duty and standard-duty pasture gates. They're a new Preferred dealer, and they'll beat anybody's prices on the Preferred products. They've got Stay Tight 50 and Stay Tough fencing both. Cattle work in pens. They've got 2 Texas locations. They've got the San Antonio store, call 210-624-2000, or the Hearn Bryan College Station store, 979-280-6100. Now remember, that Hearn location is off Highway 6, and the San Antonio location is there off Texas 16. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Fridays and Saturdays, 8 to 4. You can find them on the web at wholesalesteel.com. Oh, and by the way, tell George Weichel that Larry Marble sent you. We're on the line with Kelly Thigpen, Pearsall Livestock. Kelly, how'd the sale go?
I thought we had a good sale. Larry ended up with just under 600 head of cattle there today. Had a pretty good jag of packer cows and bulls there, and had some good packer cows. Thought they sold well, up to $1.15, I guess, on the best cow there today. I guess $1.25 on the best bull. Didn't have a whole lot of stock cows. Did have some little young 2-year-old wet bag thin cows, weigh close to 8. They brought dollars on those little young wet bag cows. I thought they sold good. On the calf and yearling side of things, did have some pretty good quality in there today. Had a few bigger bunches of calves, and I thought they sold really well. I called the market kind of 4 to 6 better on most spots there today. So, the only thing, a lot of light calves coming in, still. Yeah. I was hoping that good rain down here would have slowed some of that down, but it doesn't look like it has. A lot of those kind of 3 to 4 weight calves. Rather see them in November or December weighing 6 or so, but right. I guess we'll take them whenever they bring them. So anyway, but no, market's good all the way through, and thought we had a good sale. Tell everybody how to contact you, Kelly. Call us here at the office, 830-334-3653. Mobile number is 334-1047. The website's PearsallLivestock.com. Kelly, thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. I'm down on the farms, Larry Marble. We're here at the kitchen table with Stephen from D&D. Stephen, I understand you've got great things going on in your ropes and roping department.
Yes, sir. So, Larry, we carry Preferred, Shoot Help, and WW roping equipment, and we have way too much here. Your listeners can save up to $500 off select roping chutes while supplies last.
Down on the farm, listeners, while supplies last, you get the discount. Give Stephen a call. Stephen, tell everybody how to get a hold of you at D&D.
Just give me a shout at 830-379-7340, extension 160.
We're on the line with Cousin Brian from Seguin Cattle Company. They sell them on Wednesday. Brian, you had a good one.
Yes, sir, we did. Ended up with 1,043 head of cattle. Quality of cattle's good. You're starting to see some condition on these cows. I mean, these calves are starting to pull them down a little bit. So, it's that time of the year. I mean, it happens everywhere. But I'd call the packer cows and bulls 2 to 3 softer today. Those good 2 to 3 weight steers, 197 to 290. 3 to 4 weights, 231 to 325. 4 to 5 weights, $2.15 to $3. 5 to 6 weights, $1.97 to $2.39. 6 to 7 weights, $2 to $2.27. The 7 to 8 weights, $1.87 to $2.10. Get to the heifer mates, $1.87 to $2.90. 3 to 4 weights, $2.04 to $2.70. 4 to 5 weights, $1.97 to $2.54. 5 to 6 weights, $1.95 to $2.43. 6 to 7 weights, $1.94 to $2.23. Top end of the cows, $1.13 today. Had a bunch of palpated cows and pairs. Top end of the palpated cows, $1,400. Top end of the pairs, $1,500. Top end of the Packer bulls, $1.26. So, looking at it on paper, it's still, if you got something to sell, it's still worth some money.
Right. How about the sheep and goat side of it?
And goats ended up with 717 head of those. Top end of the nannies, $230, with kid goats bringing from $2 to $3, and get to the Dorper used top end $45, with good lambs bringing from $180 to $235. So sheep and goat market unchanged from last week.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you for next week's sale.
You can give us a call at 830-379-9955, or you can give me a call on the cell phone, 830-305-0652.
We appreciate the call, Brian. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, take care, Cousin Larry.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We're on the line with Cousin Brian from Seguin Cattle Company. They sell them on Wednesday. Brian, you had a good one.
Yes, sir, we did. Ended up with 1,043 head of cattle. Quality of the cattle's good. You're starting to see some condition on these cows. I mean, these calves are starting to pull them down a little bit. So, it's that time of the year. I mean, it happens everywhere. But I'd call the Packer cows and bulls 2 to 3 softer today. Those good 2 to 3 weight steers, $197 to $290. 3 to 4 weights, $231 to $325. 4 to 5 weights, $215 to $3. 5 to 6 weights, $197 to $239. 6 to 7 weights, $2 to $227. The 7 to 8 weights, $187 to $210. Get to the heifer mates, $187 to $290. 3 to 4 weights, $204 to $270. 4 to 5 weights, $197 to $254. 5 to 6 weights, $195 to $243. 6 to 7 weights, $194 to $223. Top end of the cows, $1.13 today. Had a bunch of palpated cows and pairs. Top end of the palpated cows, $1,400. Top end of the pairs, $1,500. Top end of the Packer bulls, $1.26. So, looking at it on paper, it's still, if you got something to sell, it's still worth some money.
Right. How about the sheep and goat side of it?
And goats ended up with 717 head of those. Top end of the nannies, $230, with kid goats bringing from $2 to $3, and get to the Dorper used top end $45, with good lambs bringing from $180 to $235. So sheep and goat market unchanged from last week.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you for next week's sale.
You can give us a call at 830-379-9955, or you can give me a call on the cell phone, 830-305-0652.
We appreciate the call, Brian. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, take care, Cousin Larry.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Neighbor, did you know, combined with the truss department, insulation department, and millworks department, just 3 of the departments there at MG Building Materials, they've got the ability to deliver an entire building package from a single supplier. They are truly your one-stop shop. They have 5 locations around South and Central Texas. Let's count them down right quick. Pleasanton, Kerrville, San Antonio, Corpus Christi, and Uvalde. MG Building Materials, your one-stop shop. MGBuildingMaterials.com. We're on the line with Jim Wheeler, Atascosa Livestock, Pleasanton, Texas. That's the way the locals say it. Jim, how'd it go in Pleasanton?
I ended up with 245 head. It was slow. Cow market, they did put $4, I think, back on cows this week. So it was a little better than it was last week.
Good. Walk the pens with it.
All right, 97 steers, 83 heifers, 50 cows, and 13 bulls. 2 to 3 weight steers, $210 to $270. Heifers were $2 to $240. 3 to 4 weight steers, $2 to $260. Heifers were $2 to $230. 4 to 5 weight steers, $1.90 to $257. Heifers were $1.85 to $225. 5 6 weight steers, $1.80 to $235. Heifers were $1.70 to $220. 6 7 weight steers, $1.75 to $225. Heifers were $1.65 to $212. 7 8 weight steers, $1.65 to $2. Heifers were $1.45 to $1.80. 8 to 9 weight steers, $1.50 to $1.90. And the heifers were $1.20 to $1.65 there Tuesday.
Now, you said they put some money on the cows?
I had $2.16 this week. Best Packer cow brought $1.08. Best bull brought $1.20. A few bred cows in the mix. They brought from $8.25 to $11.75, and we ended up with 3 pairs. They brought from $900 to $1,700.
Are you aware of anything for next Tuesday?
I imagine next Tuesday it's going to be slow. We got the holiday weekend. We will be open on on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Right.
But, no, I imagine it's going to be slow. We'll probably have about the same somewhere between 250 and 300 probably next week. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Neighbor, quick look at the grains. Corpus Milo, $10.55. Yellow corn, $5.75. Houston wheat, $7.24.5. Houston beans, $13.16. Crop news and livestock market information. No place but the kitchen table. I'm Larry Marble. No place but down on the farm.